There's no question that Volkswagen Beetle is a cultural icon of our time. Since the new, old design was brought back to life, it's proved to be timeless. Let's take a closer look at one of these classic rides, from its soft lines right down to its rear-mounted engine.
The 74 was the last carburation year prior to the fuel injections. Volkswagen brought out the Super Beetle Special Edition to keep the interest of the people while they were waiting for the fuel injection. This model has the first collapsible bumpers. It has a shock-absorbing steering wheel. It has the special sports wheels. It also has a wood trim finish in the interior, and it also has the special inserts in the seating. It was brought out, basically the Sunbug designation was brought into the southern states, and it has a special designation of the actual Sunbug on the trunk of the car. It sat around for 20 years when the previous owner died. It has 17,000 original miles on it. I acquired it 5 years ago, and it took 3.5 years in the making to restore it to what it is now. The roof leaked, unfortunately, and the water accumulated on the bottom of the car and rusted out the car virtually completely at the bottom. It took off-car restoration. The bottom was completely stripped. The welding was done. The panels were replaced. The rust was eliminated completely. And 3.5 years later, you see what's happened behind me. The engine is a 1600 stock engine. It puts out 48 horsepower at 4,000 RPM. The only modification we did was to take the black air breather off and put a nice chrome modified one that makes the appearance of the motor that much more pleasant.
The unique look of the Bug tended to overshadow the car's other features since the interior is very nicely appointed.
One of the features was the wood grain finish on the dash. The other was that they had gold inserts for the seats, but the previous owner didn't want it, so he just got the plain seats. The other feature was that they had a interlock to the motor and the ignition that unless you had your seat belts fastened, then you couldn't start the car. It had sensors in the seat that even if you had a bag of groceries there, you still had to engage the seat belt prior to starting the car. The special shock-absorbing steering wheel, that came in 74. The other features were the sports wheels. They were only made for late 73s, early 74s, and early 75s. The special gold paint, this is called Harvest Metallic Gold, and it was brought out for the convertible, the sedan, and the Moonlight. Other than that, it's basically a Super Beetle with all the features on it.
The folks at John's Bug Shop helped Ed personalize his Bug to better reflect his taste.
It is quite unique, and the engine is stock in appearance, but it does reflect a bit of his personality. He's matched the paint on the fan shroud as well as on his fresh air hose and on his pulleys to match the color of the paint on the car, and it sort of brings it all together as a unique presentation of what he wants to say about his vehicle.
One of the greatest features of the Bug is its simplicity, both on the road and in the shop.
It was simple, you know, there was four cylinders and the carburetor and the generator and that's it, fuel pump, and that was the basics of the motor. And there's many, many motors with 300 and 400,000 miles on it that are still running.
It really goes to show you, no matter what kind of ride, classic or modern, all you need is an owner willing to show it some love to make it their own. For more information on that VW Beetle, go to our website at steeldreamstv.com.